From Veterans Memorial Stadium in Quincy, Dimension 23 presents high school football action as the Wildcats of Weymouth High take on the Red Raiders of North Quincy. Good evening, everyone. With Leo Doyle, I'm Mark Ducharme as we get ready for what should be a very interesting battle. As the Wildcats of Weymouth High take on a North Quincy team, in the last few years they've had some great battles. And Leo, Wildcats coming off a very impressive victory over Taunton. They look to continue the winning ways when they take on the Red Raiders tonight, a very good Red Raider football team.
Right, Mark. They did look sharp in their last contest, and if they come out here and put together 40 minutes of football, they can expect to come out of here with a win. I think it's a little sloppy down there tonight, so it might not be the cleanest football game, but it should be fun.
The Red Raiders, the defending Division 1B Super Bowl champs, they have fallen on hard times at the beginning of the season as they are 1-3 coming into this football game, as the Red Raiders have lost their last two games by a point to Plymouth and by 10 to Barnstable, as the Wildcats and North Quincy get ready to square off. A great game a year ago with North Quincy's way. We'll talk more about that and more about this game as we will have high school football for you here on Dimension 23 in just a moment. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Misty, foggy here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, as it will be Weymouth kicking off to North Quincy to begin this one. As Mike Taylor to kick off for the Wildcats. Pull up a chair. The Wildcats in North Quincy. It was a dandy a year ago, a tough physical football game. North Quincy won it. Wildcats looking for a revenge as Taylor spins one. That will just die, and Derek Epps at the 20, and Epps, who's got good speed, gets it to about the 26-yard line, and good coverage for the Wildcats as Michael Taylor just put it in the right spot, and it just died in front of Derek Epps. As North Quincy, with a couple of excellent backs, and Derek Epps and Shawnee, 25 and 44, will get the bulk of the running in this game. Dan Duncan, who inherits the quarterback duties a year ago, he scored the game-winning touchdown against the Wildcats on a pass from Liam Higgins. Brian Raftery, 88, all 6'6", 260 of him. Coach Ken McPhee considers him a Division I prospect. Flag down as Epps will get about 4 yards. It'll be called back for legal procedures. Matt Gillen on the tackle, as the backfield for the Red Raiders did a little bit of moving prior to the snap. Backfield in motion on the Red Raiders. And Brian Scott gets the alternatives discussed with him.
Weymouth looked real sharp on defense last week, Mark. If they could get 3 and out here, that'd be a big boost at the start of this game.
Wildcats nose tackle Doug Vanitsky, defensive tackles Bob Bonacolto and Mike Kelly did control in the middle. Ryan Casey and Chuck Mackey, defensive ends, also did the job, as well as 1st and 15 for the Red Raiders. Sean Nee in the backfield. He missed last week's game due to a knee injury.
Walk on.
And Danny Duncan, play action. Complete to Raftery as he catches it at about the 35-yard line, does Brian Raftery, and he's dropped on the spot.
Nice play there. Little rollout and fired, and a great catch. I expect to see people flying all over the field tonight. Like we said, it is sloppy, so ball control might be a big issue.
And they will measure to see if Raftery and Duncan teamed up for a first down, as they will measure across field. Danny Duncan will look on with Derek Epps. And about a foot short. And Danny Duncan against Plymouth at over 200 yards passing. He is a converted wide receiver to quarterback. In fact, he was the backup quarterback a year ago. But Danny Duncan has improved each and every week. And for the Wildcat pass rush, it is going to be key to put that pressure on Danny Duncan, as he did on Eddie Nadeau of Taunton a week ago. As now everything's set. So Duncan to Raftery. Within a foot of a first down. It'll be second down and that foot. And Raftery in the backfield, and that's something that North Quincy unveiled in the Plymouth game. Sean Nee, it's not easy to stop about a foot situation, and Sean Nee does get the first down.
Yeah, with Raftery back there, he weighing in at about 275. That's a big load, so get a body on him and someone try and pick up the ball carrier.
I can remember when the refrigerator came out, and a lot of high schools went to that routine of putting big tackles in the backfield, but Brian Raftery is a tight end, a good athlete. There's a lot of movement. And Sean Nee looked like he was going to break it loose, and a flag down in the area of holding on the play as Nee slices off about 3 or 4. And a hold on North Quincy. So the Red Raiders beginning in a situation where on the first play of the game they get called for legal procedure. This first down play they get called for holding. And the Wildcats should be taking the penalty. And set up a 1st and 20 situation. Wildcat defense. A week ago, realistically, did pitch a shutout. As they break off with North Quincy showing 3 receivers to their left. Duncan pitches to Nee. Nee looking to follow the convoy and breaking loose. Sean Nee, excellent run into Weymouth territory to the 45-yard line. Finally brought down in the play by Pat O'Toole. As Sean Nee, just on the toss pitch, got good yardage and had a good convoy led by Dave Pacino, who just allowed Nee to turn the corner, and the Wildcats.
They were just outnumbered out there, Mark. You're right. I mean, no one even got a hand on him until he picked up 20.
1st and 10, Red Raiders. Play action. Duncan with time. Firing it deep downfield. Intercepted. Jimmy Gagnon.
He's got some room.
Looking for the block. Gagnon. Heading down the near sidelines. Gets crunched by Pacino. But the Wildcats get the football at their own 32-yard line. Jimmy Gagnon there. And Danny Duncan just threw it in the triple coverage.
Yeah, it looked like he might have had a step on Weymouth there, but Gagnon got back there and made the play. Last week we saw Pat O'Toole step in and make a big interception, and that seemed to turn the tide early. And big plays like that can swing the momentum.
Wildcat offense, Steve Keresy. 35 carries, 155 yards. Globe named them their Division I Offensive Player of the Week. In fact, a lot of concerns named them their Offensive Player of the Week in Division I. He was just exceptional as Keresy catches the pitch, breaking down the near sidelines. He could go. Trying to outrun is Steve Keresy. North Quincy's William Nutter, and he cannot. But Keresy all the way to the Red Raider 20-yard line.
Couple more runs like that, Mark. He'll be right back into the Globe and elsewhere as the Offensive Player of the Week.
And this North Quincy defense is an excellent defense from a year ago. You're talking about the Division 1B Super Bowl champions who returned 9 on the defensive side. Dave Pacino, an excellent nose tackle. Brian Raftery, an excellent linebacker. I mean, you're talking about some very talented people. You can look at the backfields like the Gotts. Jeremy Gott on one of the cornerbacks, but Wildcats get the big play to start. Steve Keresy goes 40 yards on first down. I mean, have that average for the night and you go home happy.
Yeah, I mean, North Quincy lucky to bring him down there. It looked like he might have been gone, but good defensive pursuit.
Straight ahead, it is Brian Scott going off tackle. Raftery brings him down. Or check it, Roy Ward, as the power back gets about a couple of yards on the play as Raftery brings him down. Second down and about 7 for the Wildcats. As we're just in the way, Weymouth and North Quincy here from Veterans Stadium. That was one of the easier places to do a game from. Ward, Raftery just roped him down. As Ward had an opening from Bob Bonacolto and Gene Gomes, and it looked like he was going a long ways, but he was roped down after a 4-yard game, 3rd and 3, as Ross Shannon getting the play.
A score here early would be exactly what the doctor ordered for Weymouth. They were chasing last week. They were down 6-0. If they could get up here early and get their ball control offense going, it might be tough to stop.
And it's funny, and I was going to pick up on that play with it being a beautiful place to do a game from. As Quincy spins inside, Steve getting close to a first down. Dave Carney on the tackle.
Flag come in late there, might have been a face mask.
North Quincy making some big mistakes here in the early going. The 3rd penalty. Brian Scott, Ryan Casey, and I think you called it, Leo. First down, Weymouth. Make a quick point. As far as doing games here, visitor side, you can sit in with the fans, and normally in the road trip, you know, you're there, you're worried about, you might say something wrong to the wrong person. But here, you're in the visitor side. It used to be a great press box on the visitor side, but now we're in, like, the steel cage, so to speak.
That's why you brought me along. I'm the muscle of this operation. You're the brains.
Well, Roy Ward wishes that he got a little more muscle on that play as he spins his way to about the 5-yard line, 2nd and goal. And the Wildcats threatening to get on the board. Jimmy Gagnon interception and return to his 32-yard line from his 2. And then Steve Quincy on first down, nearly breaking it all the way to the Red Raider 22. And the Wildcats have been able to come at North Quincy. Shannon bootleg. Touchdown.
There it is.
Matt Gill. Wide open. Ross Shannon just got it to him. And the Wildcats are on the board. Excellent. Excellent execution.
Last time we were doing the Wildcats game, the last touchdown they scored against Taunton, same play, I believe. Gill in the corner, and Shannon got him the ball.
And you wonder if Taunton, if North Quincy had a scout down there, that was the one that they should have been raiding. But that's what you do. You come out, get the interception like you did after it looked like you're getting put back on your heels, and then all of a sudden you just take it down the field. Bang, 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 and you try to make it a 7-0 game. Michael Taylor, who's feeling good and will get time in this game, gives the Wildcats a 7-0 lead as Ross Shannon's 2nd touchdown pass of the season gets them on top. A 68-yard touchdown drive for the Wildcats as you look up atop Veterans Stadium on the home side. In the booth to the right, the lit booth up to the right, it is Charles Ross and Tom Fitzgerald calling the game for WJDA. It's Michael Taylor to kick off, and I'll go back to what I brought up. Charles Ross and Tom Fitzgerald, one of the veteran broadcasters, high school football, and the short kick, and the Wildcats cover very nicely as Nathan Gott. And we'll get that out of the way now. Nathan Gott about a yard.
Let's not use that again.
Okay, it's all over now. I told you it was a one-time only, but
that's just the way Weymouth wanted to start it. They're getting the big plays. Quincy with the big run and Gannon with a nice interception. So big plays will put points on the board.
Red Raiders with the football go to the ground, and it is Sean Nee. And, well, Nee had great success last time for 20 yards. This time he gets 2. Doug Vinitsky in on the tackle as the Weymouth nose tackle just knifed across. A year ago, Wildcats looked like they were going to beat North Quincy and derail the Red Raider Express to the Division I-B Super Bowl at Legion Field. Kevin Burns went 71 yards in the 3rd quarter in what was a really physical rock'em sock'em football game, and Weymouth led 7-3. In fact, something I talked to Kenny McPhee about on the field prior to the game. that Weymouth fumble late in the game gave North Quincy the opportunity to win as Knee trying to get around Richie Dearden. Forget it. Richie Dearden just shed the block. And he just did the job as Dearden fought off the block of 75 Dave Pacino, and he just chopped them down. And holding on North Quincy's, throw that on top of it. Pacino did everything he was supposed to do. He even held and still didn't do the job.
Well, Weymouth has been playing spirited defense the last 2 games, and it seems to continue here tonight.
The Wildcats will take it. Put North Quincy back, and we were talking about after the touchdown, Leo, the fact the field position in this turf, it doesn't hurt to just improve upon it any way you can defensively. And it's North Quincy with Raftery, the only person in the backfield. Duncan completes it for very little yardage, maybe back to the original line of scrimmage, as George Wirtz, who is probably Dan's favorite receiver, made the catch. But the Wildcats gave him a little cushion and then closed quickly.
Right, he had some time to look around back there and took what was available to him, but the Wildcat defense has been stingy in the early going here.
But you look at the fact, too, I mean, Ryan Raftery in the backfield.
He's a beast.
That's something you really want to build around. 3rd down and 10 for the Red Raiders. Epps in motion. Quickly out to Epps. Whoa, what a hit.
That's beautiful.
Matt Gill just cleaned up after Roy Ward held him up there. Then Matt Gill just came across with the shoulder and drilled it into Philip Epps.
Yeah, they just swarmed to the ball there and had 2 men. Sandwich.
4th and 4, and Epps has got good speed. Derek Epps, they want to get him out there and have him do things as far as going one-on-one with a defensive back or anybody. Kevin Ross will punt.
And special teams are going to be key here tonight too, Mark, with the field being what it is.
Not exactly the great kick in the world, as it will be good field position for the Wildcats, the 34. So the Wildcats, who began at the 32, march 68 yards for a touchdown, get the ball at the 34-yard line with 1:52 to go here in the first period. And the whole drive began with Steve Kersey just exploding on a toss pitch down the near sidelines. Michael Taylor will see some time. Tailback. Kersey trying to turn the corner, and Kersey just could not turn the corner. It's good pursuit by the Red Raiders, Rich McLaughlin, as he just pursued the play from the back and brought down Kersey. 2nd down and 10 or 9 for the Wildcats as Kersey got 1.
He scooted down the right sideline. I thought maybe he could break free on the left on that play.
2nd and 9. Kersey off tackle, scoots through, gets 5. As you look at Glenn Peterson get up from the pile along with Sean Halpin as the 2 bring down Steve. 3rd down, and the Wildcats will need 5 as we're under a minute to go here in the first period. Wildcats first possession, 68-yard drive down the field. Ross Shannon to Matt Gill, touchdown pass. Toss pitch, Kersey trying to turn the corner. Stephen does, and gets the first down to about the 45-yard line.
You gotta like that effort, Mark. He could have been stopped twice behind the first down marker, but he fought his way for the first down. That's a big first down.
Jeremy got on the tackle as you look at the Wildcat bench. Center Dave Gillespie and company. So far, they have had a very good first period. It's Jimmy Gagnon gets a yard, and we could go. Gagnon on his first varsity carry on a double reverse. Nearly broke it to the end zone. He got 14 on the run. Wildcats really don't have to run another play in this period if they want to or they don't want to. It depends on what they feel like doing. And they intend to not run the play as the clock official here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. As you look at some of the crowd on the visitor on the home side. 10 minutes in the book. Weymouth on a touchdown pass. Ross Shannon throwing it to McGill. 5 yards on the play and all, and Michael Taylor's extra point gives them a 7-0 lead after a period. You'll look at Dr. Bowman, Weymouth team doctor, Wayne Masters team physician, and Joe Kelly Jr. on the sidelines. 7-0, Weymouth with the lead as we begin this second period. Ross Shannon back the pass. And one Wildcat in the vicinity, and he got crunched on the play. 3 Red Raiders sitting there, and Ross Shannon drilled it into traffic and was fortunate that either Brian Raftery or Sean Halpin didn't get his hands on the football and head the other way.
Yeah, I don't know if the officials thought he slipped, but it sure looked like he was banged down.
It'd be 3rd and 9.
Strong first quarter for the Wildcats there, and the game is broken down into, mini battles, and they won the first 10 minutes.
I don't know whether he ran right into the ref.
3rd and 9, and it's really tough to figure out what happened on that play, but Shannon throwing to the area and almost get a misfortune as Shannon, almost a sensational catch, Scott Gerard. He climbed the ladder and almost came down with it. And the senior wide receiver just could not come down with it. It's Tobiah Odom on the coverage, but it'll be 4th down and Michael Taylor to kick.
Yeah, that was an either-or situation there. Could have been picked off and maybe taken the distance, or the Wildcats could have had a nice gain.
Taylor to punt. It's Ross Shannon, who 7 for 8 a week ago, is 1 out of his first 3, but that one's a touchdown pass. And Taylor. Richie Dearden wasn't sure which way the ball was going to bounce. Just grabs it on the fly, and 25-yard line is where the Red Raiders will have their hands in the football. The key right now is the Wildcats can just keep the pressure on North Quincy and make the Red Raiders suffer offensively, which they have so far. And that North Quincy's had to come up with a couple of holding penalties to put themselves in the hole. And the Wildcats have not let them out of the hole. Shawnee gets about 1, maybe 2. Chuck Mackey from his defensive end position along with Michael Kelly make the tackle.
The defense is playing with some confidence after the performance they put on last week, and they come out here tonight and are looking strong.
The Wildcat coaches, is going to be a weekend that they will spend here at Veterans Stadium for the most part. We'll pick up on that after this play. Toss pitch, Derek Epps. Michael Taylor, well, he's feeling better. Stuck the shoulder in and dropped him. Taylor prevented Epps from breaking it.
Yeah, no evidence of the injury there, Mark. Lowered the boom on him.
Said the Wildcat coaches will be here for the entire weekend. Besides this game playing here tonight, they have to return the next day. Quincy, who they will play next, takes on Matanon here at the stadium the following day, so they will be here scouting the next day.
Maybe they can get a roam here tonight.
3rd down and about 5. Danny Duncan. Screen. And Brian Raftery It was a situation, I think Raftery thought that he was just going to get hit on the spot and said, well, I don't want to lose a 6, so I'll just swat it away.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he knew that. If he did, that was a bright play because he was going to get swallowed whole, no doubt about it.
You know, the funny thing is North Quincy girls volleyball team are the defending state champs.
What do you mean?
They're the defending state. Maybe he's got somebody on the girls volleyball team as his girlfriend that's taught him that spike.
Yeah.
Kevin Ross to punt. And it is going to take a Weymouth bounce at midfield, the 49. I mean, it just looked like Raftery it was a great spike.
Could be. Maybe he plays a little beach volleyball in the off season.
Could you imagine going up to the net against him? Ouch. Now, if you're Weymouth, you've moved the ball well so far. You know, there's not much you can do. Just keep banging at North Quincy.
Right. I mean, you said it was going to be this type of game, and so far, the war of field position, Weymouth has dominated.
Michael Taylor off the play action by Shannon, who dumps it right to Roy Ward for about 8 or 9 on the play. And Shannon that time, good pass, just dumped it in the right area.
Yeah, he rolls right, and he finds a man. He seems most comfortable getting out of the pocket, and that's what they have him doing.
Well, the one thing I liked about the play is that where he put the football, no one was going to catch it but Ward.
Excellent point.
But Michael Taylor in the lineup, and believe me, I thought he was going to get the handoff on first down, but it's good to see him back. And one thing for Steve Kersey after 35 carries is Taylor provides a different style of running, as Taylor can get that quick move and explode.
Right, that was a great call on first down too. They've been controlling her on the ground, banging away, and North Quincy, I'm sure, was looking for the run on first down. They come out through the ball and had a second and short. Now they're on a roll.
1st and 10 from the 38. Roy Ward trying to get away from Dave Pacino and gets about 2, maybe 3. As he tried to split off the block of Ryan Casey and Sean Flavin. And they get about a couple on the play. 2nd and 8 coming up.
North Quincy is below 500 here, but they're a solid team, no doubt about that.
Talking about ball club, when you look at it, they come off a loss to Barnstable, 13-3, and they held Jason O'Neill to 60 yards. Scott in motion. And gadgetry coming up. Ward almost got it to Michael Taylor. A little bit of gadgetry, and it was there. If Ward got a better handle on the football, Taylor was behind the defense.
Yeah, I was saying my prediction of ground control isn't too accurate, but Weymouth has come out with some surprising plays here early.
Yeah, the funny thing is, Leo, we get the Bridgewater coaches to our left, and I watched them on that play, and they started scribbling fast. And Roy Ward can throw that pass. It's just that time I don't think he can get a handle on the football.
That wasn't a duck by any means. I mean, it was a solid throw.
Shannon dump off. Taylor trying to just spin and slice back. And Taylor, I think, a good turf. Might have had a chance to spin away, but Michael is just trying to spin back around, and it'll be 4th down and about 4 for the Wildcats. 4th and 4. They have to get it to about the 28. And they'll go for it with 5:43 and the clock just ticking away here in the first half. And Weymouth 7, North Quincy nothing.
This side.
Taylor in the slot. Shannon complete on the dump off, and Ward. Kenny McPhee screaming that Ward wasn't in bounds. And the North Quincy coach, one of the great gentlemen of high school football, screaming that he wasn't in bounds, but they say that Ward did catch it in bounds. The official right there, and the official just turned away, and they will measure. They say that Ward went out, and let's see, this is going to be an interesting measurement. It's tough to tell because it's across field.
Yeah, I'm no good to you here. I left the glasses at home tonight. So
First down.
Yeah. I was just going to say, through my blurred vision, it looked like he had enough.
I thought he got a little bit farther, but the thing is, you got to like with the Wildcats. North Quincy is right now just playing the particular defense where the Wildcats are saying, well, we'll take what you're giving us. Well, you know, we'll take the little dump offs, we'll take the little quick passes, we'll take the off tackle play. They're there. We'll take advantage of it.
And Weymouth has done nothing predictable here tonight, though. And, you know, they've got the defense guessing.
It's a good call.
Off tackle. Brian Scott just dives ahead about 6 yards on the play. And Wildcats, as you said, they got North Quincy guessing literally on every play. What's going to come up next is Jeremy Gott and Glenn Peterson had to bring down Brian Scott. But North Quincy's back on the heels, and the Wildcats right now are doing things quite well as they look to march towards the end zone with 5 minutes to go in the half and leading 7-0. 5 to go in the half, and the Wildcats on the move. They have a 2nd and 5 coming up as they are moving the football. They're at the Red Raider 23-yard line. Shannon directing traffic. A little bit of a wishbone look for the Wildcats as you look at Gerard in motion. Gagnon slices off 4, maybe 5 for the left halfback position as the Wildcats love 3rd and short coming up. But the fact of the matter is 5 different people have handled the football as far as the running game goes. Gagnon, Taylor, Kerosy, Ward, and Scott.
Right, and they've all had success, so you got to give some credit to the offensive line. It's not an individual effort by the running backs. They're all getting it done.
Third down, Taylor will break off. Top of your screen. Scott fumbles the football. He forgot the handoff. Brian, in his eagerness to try to get the first down, I didn't know if it was Ross Shannon's handoff or Brian Scott's inability as far as, say, gathering up the football. And the Wildcats will spend a timeout. They will have 4th and 2 instead, as they lost the yard in the play as they come over to offensive coordinator Kevin Cobbin. And let's see what they decide on this 4th down and about 3 situation. Fourth and 3. And we'll see what the Wildcats intend to do. And North Quincy might have gone off sides on the play. It's going to be interesting to see who drew who. And if Weymouth used the famed count, they used the count. Dave Pacino got caught off sides. First down, Weymouth. A situation where every team's got on a 3rd, 4th, and short yardage situation. You call some sort of thing. You may call, a situation where it's the first sound or something to the effect that maybe the second sound instead on the 3rd and 4th situation instead of the first sound where you normally go. And the discipline paid off. And Michael Taylor trying to make the Wildcats situation even better as he gets about 3.
Yeah, that's a great play. They turned a negative into a positive there, Mark. The fumble, they ate it up, got down on it, and went to a little more trickery.
Steve Kerosy back in the lineup. It's a situation where Kerosy can get plenty of rest and not say take away from what he does. But Kerosy comes in, fresh legs, only gets about a couple on the play, and it'll be 3rd and about 5. Head coach Ross Totora looks on to Ross Shannon. It'll be interesting, the 3rd and 5 situation. Michael Taylor comes in. We're talking about a ball control drive. This has been one for the Wildcats. Taylor just barreling up the middle. And he paid for as far as being a tailback goes, going for short yardage. Because, I don't know, I lost count. I think everybody in the North Quincy defense got a shot at Mike.
Yeah, they all took a poke, but he kept plowing forward.
4th down and about a yard to go. And the Wildcats will spend another timeout to decide what to do. As quarterback Russ Shannon comes over along with the rest of the offense to decide what to do in this big 4th down play. As you look at the time, 2:19 to go first half, 7-0 Wildcats, and a big 4th and 1 coming up for them. 4th and 1. And the Wildcats would want to cash in, keep this going towards the North Quincy end zone. 2:19 to go here in the first half. Taylor diving. And the Wildcats don't make it because Taylor did not have the momentum going into the line, it looked like. Depending on the spot, I doubt he got it. The Red Raiders do hold, but the Wildcats took off about nearly 6 minutes of clock in the process. The thing is that you want those type of drives that you just had, punch it in.
The Wildcats can take a lot of positive out of this. I mean, they had some 4th and 4s and come up with some big plays. The pass by Shannon and the offsides call. So if they can pin them in here, there's still 2:14 left. There's some game to be played in this half.
Shawnee coming around on the sweep, and Taylor drops him at the 15. As Taylor coming around to stay at home as far as playing cornerback goes, made the play on knee. 2nd down and about a yard to go, and that's what the Wildcats didn't want to do on 1st down, give them 9 yards. I think North Quincy would be content to just get rid of the final 2 minutes here in this first half.
They're spreading it out here, though.
Duncan runs the draw. And Danny Duncan, almost breaking it. Danny Duncan gets it out to the 35, and he gets the first down. Matt Gillen on the tackle. Timeout, North Quincy, with 2 minutes straight up to go here in the first half. On 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Red Raiders moving it very nicely out of the shadow of their own end zone. Danny Duncan just signaling go a little deeper to his receiver, and through that pass intended for head coach Ken McPhee, as Derek Epps was maybe the intended receiver.
He got tangled up over there and went down.
Maybe that was McPhee's cry of a little bit of pass interference. And Kenny McPhee, talked to him prior to the game. Oh, gentleman, high school football. He was talking about, you saying this year being below 500, Leo. He was talking about the fact that a year ago he told his team, he says, last year we got those bounces, this year we didn't. And he says his team does not feel down about it.
We saw that basketball game where Weymouth really wasn't getting the bounces, and you just work yourself through it. You keep working hard, and good things happen.
2nd down and 10. As Epps slips going in motion. Duncan over the middle and just overthrows Raftery.
That's not easy.
It's Brian Scott along with Matt Gill on the coverage. They double-teamed the Red Raider tight end.
He had some smoke on that one, though.
Danny Duncan is also an outstanding baseball player. Few of these Red Raider football players know about success in the baseball diamond, playing for Morris Set. 3rd down and 10. Duncan. Epps makes the catch. Ward puts him away, but that was a pretty good battle that Derek Epps wins. 1st down at the 48 as Duncan put it away from Ward. Ward had good coverage.
Flag down.
And a marker down in the play. And they're talking to Weymouth, and it could all come back.
Yeah, Epps grabbed the ball, but Ward held on tightly, and he didn't get any extra yardage after the catch.
Holding North Quincy. So somebody in the Weymouth line is just making life miserable for a North Quincy offensive lineman. And the one thing in high school football, and I'm glad of it, is the fact that they don't have the ref turn on the little microphone and tell the people who the hold was on. But the fact of the matter is, one North Quincy offensive lineman, or maybe a couple, just not having a good day with a Wildcat defensive lineman, because that is the third holding penalty on the Red Raiders. And Duncan firing it deep to the 47 and a first down, and what a hit by Michael Taylor on Nathan Gott, but Danny Duncan just drilled a perfect pass. Gott could get it on the fly and gets the first down, and the Wildcats have got to be kicking themselves.
Yeah, you don't want to stand around there. They almost were looking around waiting for something to happen.
Situation where the Wildcats had North Quincy right where they wanted them a couple of times and should be getting their hands on the football. Duncan for Wirtz with the reception, and North Quincy will spend a timeout at the Weymouth 45. Veterans Stadium is, halftime just a minute and 12 away. Before that, however, the Red Raiders are trying to march back towards the Weymouth end zone as Duncan looking deep downfield for Wirtz, and Wirtz was open. Gagnon on the coverage, but Wirtz was open.
You really have to like the way that Duncan's throwing the ball. Not if you're Weymouth, but if you appreciate football, he's really moving the ball around nicely.
Danny Duncan can throw the football. Third down and about one. Could see the Red Raiders try to get the first down and then take the approach of throwing the football again, use of one of their timeouts after getting the first down. But Duncan in shotgun formation. Duncan bobbles the snap, puts the knee down. Chuck Mackey comes across. You can say Chuck will get a sack. But Duncan put his knee down already. Timeout North Quincy, and they find themselves in a 4th and 9 situation.
It's it's a nice night out here, Mark. But once again, you see the weather plays an effect there with a little sloppy ball.
4th and 8, and the Red Raiders are going for it. Danny Duncan drilling one over the middle, incomplete. Good coverage, and the Wildcats will have the ball at the North Quincy 48. Raftery, the intended receiver, Brian Scott in the general area. And it's funny that fact that in situation, I know you don't want to put something high over the middle and have a receiver get clobbered. But I wonder if Danny Duncan might have put it up a little higher, because that thing was just a fastball low at the knees for a 6'6" tight end.
It was pretty good coverage there by Weymouth, and 54 seconds left. The way they've been moving the ball, they may be able to get it in the end zone.
Shannon. Pressure. And Ross very, very lucky. Dave Gillespie here to fall on the football, but Justin Dilks had all the pressure in the world on Russ Shannon and buried him. And you can see Russ Shannon's jersey. The number 10 was squenched up by the shoulder pads. I think the Wildcats will change their minds about running the 2-minute offense here and just settle for a 7-0 halftime lead, and they get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, you give it a shot, and if it doesn't work out, you can always change your mind.
One more play and a half. North Quincy gets it with 4 seconds left. Or no, it'll be the end of the half. The play will end the half? Maybe. No, will not. And how do you? 1 second left. Timeout signal Weymouth, and I doubt Weymouth called the timeout. Timeout North Quincy. But the Red Raiders will get one last play.
Yeah, the clock says no time, but like you say, I think they're going to reset it. And
one more play left.
Always excitement with the final play of the half of the game. Jesus.
It's Weymouth football. Everybody signal North Quincy.
Yep.
Well,
pardon my language.
Pardon everybody here, but that first half ends. Weymouth goes on a 68-yard touchdown drive, and there is at the end of the first half.
I think it's official this time.
I hope it's official. I mean, we've had about 3 different signals, and it is. As Ross Shannon threw a touchdown pass to Matt Gill, they stroll off the field. Numbers 10 and 84, who combined for that touchdown. Michael Taylor's extra point. Wildcats 7, North Quincy not screen. The Wildcats with a 7-0 lead. Quite conceivably, they could lead 14-0. They had a drive stall out at the North Quincy 6 as we get ready for second half action here from Veterans Stadium. Kevin Ross to kick off for the Red Raiders. As Michael Taylor and Steve Kersey await the kick. And it's squibbed. Picked up by Scotty England, and he just gets dumped at the spot where he picked the football up. Similar to the way North Quincy fielded the opening kickoff with Derek Epps. And the Wildcat offense, and Leo, they had a very good first half.
Yeah, a solid first half on both sides of the ball, Mark. They really mixed it up nicely on offense with the pass and the run. Some short yardage gains, some big gains. See what happens here in the second half.
You look at that drive that they had that stalled out. It was an excellent drive. I mean, it looked like they were going to punch it in. Did everything but punch it in as Kersey just bulldogged down at the spot as number 54, Justin Dilks, one of the 4 captains for this Red Raider team, just tied up Kersey and just threw him down. 2nd down and 9 coming up. Wildcats would love to go on another drive to begin the second half. Just keep that momentum going. Kersey gets an opening. Steve almost breaking it, but he is brought down by Jeremy Gott. And Gott just got him by the ankles. 3rd down and about 3.
Yeah, that was a nice gain. As you said, they'd like to get the ball rolling here again. You know, confidence. They had the confidence going in at the end of the first half, and they had the confidence from the win last week. Just keep the ball rolling.
Sean Flavin and Bob Bonacolto, Gene Gomes and Bob Bonacolto, got a pretty good hole on that play. 3rd down and about 3. Shannon. And no markers on the play, and everybody in a Wildcat uniform is going like, no marker. 4th down, no flag on the play. I do not believe it. I do not believe that. North Quincy was over the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, there was confusion all around there. And the officials weren't exempt.
Wow. Taylor rides out a good kick. Epps fumbles, and it was stolen by Richie Dearden. Richie Dearden with a sensational play.
I was just about to say, Mark, that Taylor's a weapon back there, even kicking the ball, and he shows it there. He had him backing up a step or two, and thinking about the coverage coming down, coughed it up, and Weymouth has got great field position now.
Rich Dearden, that was about it. A play that you will talk about. When Epps fumbled the football, Dearden was like a snake. He just slithered right in and grabbed the football away from him before Epps could even react. Toss pitch. Kersey waits for the convoy to form, and by the time it does, with a marker down, the Wildcats may have just killed themselves. Holding Weymouth. Justin Dilks on the tackle, and the Wildcats just might have done themselves some damage.
The drive where they had to kick there, they had a little trouble running the ball. Kersey picked up about 8, but they were stuffed on the other plays, and here again it seems like they're having a little bit of difficulty on the ground.
I think North Quincy will take it, push the field position back a little. And Justin Dilks gets the options explained to him. And holding. Weymouth, first down. And you had the feeling that the Red Raiders would accept that penalty. Wildcats go back to the 38-yard line. Situation, you just try to just get bit and piece and set yourself up in a nice, say, 3rd and short situation with the next 2 plays. Kersey on the draw will get more than enough. He could go! Down at the 8-yard line. Oh, he was cut off by George Wirtz. As Omar Hernandez had to come back and bring him down. Oh, that Steve Kersey nearly broke it on the draw play.
Open mouth and insert foot here. I just said they're having trouble on the ground, and that was a beautiful run. He got outside and then cut it back when it looked like he was going to be picked off. About 4 or 5 more.
Believe me, I thought if Steve Kersey ever had sprinter speed. Flags down, we'll have procedure on the Wildcats.
Mark, that's a big play there previous to this right here. You know, 1st and 20. And looked like the momentum could have been killed, but no. Weymouth come up with a big play and turned it right back in their favor.
Offensive coordinator Kevin Cobbin giving the play to his quarterback. And quick story about it. Kevin's parents, Kevin is the former quarterback at North Quincy. His parents' house, the back, is right in view with the North Quincy practice field. It overlooks the North Quincy practice field, and Kevin kept on kidding about going home to dinner and finding out what was going on. And maybe he did know what was going on. Steve Kersey, touchdown!
There it is, nice run. Once again on the ground.
Steve Kersey, oh, that was beautiful. The Wildcats, well, they didn't drive it down the field. They take advantage with a Rich Dearden fumble recovery and punch it in. Michael Taylor for the point after kick. Ward throws for the 2 because a high snap, but the Wildcats do not get the 2-point conversion. However, they do get the touchdown and lead 13-0 with 7:14 to go here in the 3rd quarter. North Quincy band, not much to really boast about in this game as the Wildcats go 28 yards after the Rich Dearden fumble recovery and a magnificent play by Dearden to set up the Kersey touchdown run. Mike Taylor to kick off. Epps having trouble with the football. And Weymouth with some good coverage. Mike DeVincentis leading a host of people to just crush William Nutter along with Scotty Englund, Jimmy Prosciutto. I mean, they were all down there.
They shook the room there.
It was like the last, and holding North Quincy on top of it. It was almost as if it was the last, quote, piece of bread, so to speak, that was on the table and everybody was diving after it. That was how Weymouth just swarmed all over them.
We stated at the beginning of this game that turnovers were going to be a key. At least I think we did. If we didn't, we should have, because you know, on a wet field like this, you really have to control the ball. And North Quincy just doesn't seem as focused as Weymouth.
Yeah, it's cliche to say field position and turnovers, but the fact of the matter, that's what it's been. And Weymouth is just taking advantage of it. Toss pitch, Sean Nee trying to turn the corner. Michael Taylor trying to shed the block. Matt Gill helps out along with Jimmy Gagnon, and they bring down Sean Nee, who gets about 7 on the play, as Danny Steele also there.
Well, we know the offense has done the job here, and so has the defense. I believe we're into about the 8th quarter now without the D letting up a point. If we go back, they shut out Taunton defensively, and the first 2 quarters here and the last quarter in the Barnstable game, they've thrown a shutout for 7 complete quarters.
2nd down and about 2 as Nee the deep back. Sean had injured his knee, and a fumbled snap. And Danny Duncan paid the price after fumbling the snap and trying to get something out of the situation. How valuable is Sean Nee, number 44, who you saw run on first down against this Wildcat defense for 8 yards. Against Falmouth, he hit over 200 yards on the ground. And North Quincy's 40-14 victory over Falmouth. Third and 2. The Wildcats would love to come up with a defensive stop here. Toss pitch, Nee trying to turn outside. Excellent pursuit on defense by the Wildcats. Jimmy Gagnon along with Michael Taylor. They all came over and just rolled down. The junior tailback in. Let's see if they stretched out the chains. They'll be 4th down and about 8 foot. And Sean Nee very upset.
He's got nothing to be upset about. Weymouth, the Wildcats just chased him down and drove him out of bounds short. They're playing some inspired D once again.
Watch the sneak. Watch the sneak.
And you can hear assistant coach Bart Weber in the background up in where we out is right next to us, and he just said, "Watch the sneak." And so many things on 4th and short you got to watch for. Not only that, the sneak, but watch the snap count.
Have them shift over.
Red Raiders
Shift
figure
over.
4th and about a foot if they don't get it. Wildcats trying to stop them on 4th and a foot, and that was not going to happen. It was about 4th and about a foot, and the Red Raiders do get the first down. It would have taken a lot for the Wildcats to stop them on that play. So North Quincy takes the gamble, and not really a situation where they had to gamble with the distance, especially with the clock ticking down the 5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter and down 13-0.
Still, that's a good call, you know, and a gutsy call. I mean, they've been having trouble with the handoffs and the snaps, so you still got to get that foot.
Sean Nee gets stood up by Doug Vinitsky, marker down, and it will be holding on North Quincy. It's in the area where Nee was just cutting back. Offside. Oh, offside's Weymouth. And I'll tell you, if that's an offside's from Weymouth, that was about as late a flag as you're going to get.
It did look like he might have jumped.
I agree with you that he did jump.
Hey, Kevin, tell him this is a big series right here.
I agree with you that he jumped.
This is a big series right here.
But I will say one thing right now. I mean, it just appeared in a lot of ways that flag was thrown a little late. I think the flag should have been thrown just a little bit sooner. Just throw the flag, get it done. Don't throw it in the middle of Sean Nee's run. That's my only contention.
Well, we know you're a big homer, Mark.
Oh, I'm not. It's not being a homer. He was offside. Says fumble. Danny Duncan just hit the back, and Michael Kelly recovers. He hit the back of Mike McGregor, his fullback, and Michael Kelly said, "Hey, thank you. I'll take the football."
Yeah, once again, Weymouth just, you know, taking advantage of the opportunities, and North Quincy really is starting to self-destruct, it looks like here. Just turning the ball over.
To pick up on your point, I was talking to Joe Kelly, Weymouth High's former coach, at halftime, and Joe made a comment to me. He says, North Quincy looks out of sync. He says, Weymouth is playing extremely well, we were talking about in the first half, but he says, North Quincy just looks a little out of sync. This is a team that won the Division IB Super Bowl a year ago.
Yeah, maybe they wrote a bunch of books in the offseason, who knows.
Keresy. Yeah, it's a situation. North Quincy's like that sweep with Sean Nee, and Weymouth is like that little delayed draw, off tackle type of draw with Steve Keresy.
Yeah, they've been going left behind Bonaculto and Gomes, and those guys have been doing a great job. They got them the touchdown the last drive, and here they pick up about 5.
And you got to throw in. I wasn't sure the tight end either on that side, but now I am. It's Chuck Mackey. Keresy follows that hole once again, and Steven inside the 15, down to about the 13.
He's a dog. He is a dog. He just finds a hole, hits it, and runs until someone knocks him over. And that's not easy to do.
You know, it reminds me of a back. I remember other job, the Proctor Enterprise, doing an all-scholastic sketch and talking to a coach from Middleborough at the time, Bob DeSauniers, about his back, R.P. Cabral. And he says, Oh yeah, Cabral had about 1,000, 1,400 yards. He says Cabral does it with 12 and 14-yard runs. That's what Quincy does. Shannon. Just more or less cover up. Believe me, Ross just in a situation where the handoff was missed, and he just get away, and from Jason Picard, only for about a split second, Jason Picard just came back and dumped him.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be this type of game, a little sloppy, but it has been a fun one, and it seems, as we were saying earlier, Weymouth is just a little more focused, eyed it in and gobbled it up and then went down.
2nd and 20.
Prevented a turnover.
Wildcats have to get it to the 2. Quincy will go middle instead, and Steve gets about 6 or 7 of the 20 that are needed. It'll be 3rd down from the 15 as Justin Dilks and Sean Halpin bring down Steve Quincy. 3rd down.
Just skipped and hopped right in through the hole, and it's a nice play.
2:30 to go, 3rd period. Situation 2 for the Wildcats. They'd like to move it even closer for Michael Taylor, who's got an excellent foot, and the field goal would be big.
Yeah, that'd be huge.
Shannon throwing back and has it intercepted by Gott. Gott trying to head down the near sidelines, gets knocked down and then finally dropped by Ross Shannon. As Shannon tried to poach it in on the throwback, and he just underthrew.
That would have been big for some points there, as we were saying, Mark, because it would have made it, 3 scores for North Quincy. As it turns out now, they only need 2 to really get the lead.
2:05 to go, 3rd period, and the Wildcats with a turnover. Opportunity to punch one in and really just put this one in the bank. Knee trying to turn the corner, and Knee just stood up originally by Michael Kelly and then dropped by Matt Gill.
The Wildcats just attacking here on defense once again. They look solid. Not to beat a dead horse, but their defense has really been strong.
2nd and 8. Now the clock has started again. I was watching to see if there was any situation as far as why the clock had been stopped for just a moment. And apparently no situation, just a marking of the football. Duncan play action. Complete to Wirtz. Wirtz hit right at the spot by Pat O'Toole. And they will mark it at the 31-yard line, 1st down, North Quincy. It was Duncan with the quick out to George Wirtz off the play action.
Yeah, the temperatures dropped. I'd say it was about 60 at game time. I'm no meteorologist, but I think it's dropped about 10 or 15 degrees, and that might be a reason for the sloppy play as well.
It's now an ice skating rink, so to speak, on the field. Derek Epps, 2, maybe 3, as we go under a minute here in this 3rd quarter. 13-0 Weymouth.
Now that it's getting colder, use the cliche of the week, it's time to separate the men from the boys, Mark.
Find out, situation here is just, you gotta keep working at it.
Yeah.
So to speak, and it's no cliche, it's a fact. It's like Knee breaking loose right there, and Knee almost going a lot farther than the 16 that he got at 1st down at the Wildcat 49. As Sean Knee on the toss pitch just broke it off his left side for good yardage, and the Wildcats would like to just head into this 4th quarter and readjust, which is about 5 seconds away. And they would like to do the readjustment and get themselves ready for the final 10 minutes, up 13-0, as Weymouth getting a touchdown from Steve Kersey in the third quarter. Begin here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, and it is 13-0 in favor of the Wildcats of Weymouth High. With Leo Doyle, I'm Mark Ducharme. 3 quarters, the Wildcats have done some things very nicely, and they like to continue those things that they have done nicely here in this fourth quarter.
As we said, the game's a bunch of mini battles, and the Wildcats won that one.
That wasn't a football. Everybody was screaming football at pop-throughs. I think somebody's chin strap just took a little flight in the air. Matt Gill with a hit. But somebody's chin strap, well, it was a Matt Gill mouthpiece. He hit him so hard his mouthpiece popped.
As long as it wasn't his teeth.
Second down and 7. His knee got 3 on the play, but I think it's the Wildcats know that North Quincy is going to come with momentum. Epps. Now the situation becomes, they ran the play. Wildcats get the option on the play. Procedure, North Quincy. Weymouth, will they get the option? I mean, or are they going to consider the play blown dead? But if they the option, I think they might just say take the play and make it 3rd and 7.
As we were saying, you got to separate the men from the boys, and that means mental mistakes as well as physical.
And the Wildcats do accept the penalty. Make it 2nd down. It's Brian Scott gets whatever defense that the Wildcats are supposed to be in from head coach Ross Tatora. Sean Nee struggled with that play. It looked like Nee had a little trouble with the handoff, and when trying to tuck the ball away, he was leaning forward, and Michael Kelly just got him by the ankles and put him down. 3rd down and 9. And you know it's going to be 2-down territory for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, 8:30 and counting here. They need 2 scores.
Duncan. Almost intercepted by Brian Scott. And Chuck Mackey gets the congratulations. I wasn't sure who knocked it down. I'll tell you, I'll thank assistant coach Bart Weber, because he said, yeah, Chuck Mackey. That's how I went by it. And he did call it correctly.
Yeah, that's good enough for me. He got in there and got his hands up.
It's nice to have a spotter like that.
Never hurts.
4th down and 8, or 9 rather. And this is a situation the Wildcats love to come up with this stop.
Oh, this is big.
Duncan hit his pass for Wirtz, tipped away. I think Doug Vinitsky, who was the nose tackle, but in certain situations drops back to middle linebacker, might have gotten the hand in there. And, well, Vinitsky was in the area. The Wildcats get the football.
Yeah, that play was there. It looked like he might have been open, but big defensive play by the Wildcats.
And now timeout on the field. And my point that I want to bring up is the fact that, the Wildcats do get the stop. Superb field position. Their own 47 when we come back. Now comes the situation where the Wildcats would love to rip off about 3-4 first downs and bring it down the field. Kersey. It's not a bad beginning.
That's a great start.
2nd and about 5. Kersey getting it into North Quincy territory as Gott on the tackle. Jeremy Gott. A year ago, North Quincy had 3 Gotts on the team. So, not an easy situation for any broadcaster. You had Jeremy Nathan, and I'm trying to remember the final one. But it was a situation last year where they were all in on most of the tackles, and just, all I kept saying was Gott.
Makes it easy for you.
Kersey again. Steve. Oh, this is just pretty running by the senior tailback. he just kept fighting and fighting, and is close to a first down as Raftery in on the tackle. And along with Raftery was Bill Neuter. And, you know, it's a situation with 3rd and 1. The Wildcats get the first down. As when the snap occurs, we could be going under 7 minutes. Get the first down, you get another chance to kill another minute or two.
Yeah, this would be a nice victory for Weymouth.
Keresy, that is just, oh my. Oh my, a quick whistle on that one.
Yeah. You put it nicely there, Mark. Oh my. What more can you say, really?
What a spot!
It doesn't look like he was down.
Oh man, and I don't think they even gave him a,
That is a horrendous spot.
Yeah, you can hear assistant coach Weber in the background. I agree entirely. I mean, Steve Keresy was 2 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Not only that, but he was never down. And as we've seen here tonight, he keeps the legs moving. He broke that, but they would whistled it dead.
First down, Ryan Casey. His expression said it all. You know, Steve Keresy, if he had his knee down, it was on top of his own teammate's back or his helmet, and that person was in a upright position.
What are you running, Kevin?
But these things work out, and it's a first down for Weymouth.
Well, the ball not officially spotted. So the Wildcats go back to the huddle. Why not? Hey, 6:25 and counting left. They want to just, that's all they want to get rid of. Keresy, not that time. Dave Pacino in a very nice play. Pacino from the backside brought him down. And North Quincy will start spending timeouts as Pacino and Justin Dilks made sure that Keresy did not gain a yard on first down. And the Wildcats up by 2 touchdowns with 6:06 left. Wildcats trying to just eliminate the final 6 minutes and leave Veterans Stadium with a 3-2 record. 2nd and 10. Wildcats go to the toss pitch. Keresy turns the corner on Pacino. Keresy just ran into too many black shorts as he gets bumped out of bounds. Nathan Gott had him cut off, along with Jason Picard. Nothing Steve Keresy could do, and it'll be 3rd down in about 5.
You made a good point while off camera here, Mark, or off your mic, saying that Weymouth has a nice crowd here tonight, and it's good to see. And it's obvious why they're playing some winning football, and they're playing some exciting football, throwing the ball and running it and doing a lot of good things.
3rd and 5, Keresy to the ground, and oh, what a very nice defensive play by the Red Raiders. Justin Dilks, he just sniped through and chopped down Keresy as he, along with 61, Sean Halpin, bring down Keresy and the Wildcats at 4th and 5 with 5:51 left. 4th and 5, Michael Taylor, the deep back in the I formation. Potential of a quick kick.
You called it, Mark.
And I'll tell you, believe me, I didn't know. Oh, what a nifty play by Scotty Gerard, who just zoned in on the football and just caught it at the 2.
That is a phenomenal play. That's a big, big play. And the Magic Man called it. Nice job, Mark. Nice job. Nice call by the coach. Nice job by Taylor on the kick.
Well, when I saw Taylor line up as the deep back, and believe me, the only thing I saw at practice this week, the one day I did show up, was the gadget play when they showed up. I knew about that. Other than that, I did not know. I happened to stop by after our soccer games were postponed and just sat and watched.
Yeah, you love this team.
It's a fun group. And, I mean, all the fall teams are fun groups. They're really, the seniors, and I'm going to make the point about the seniors, there's a lot of kids, as Duncan somehow got the pass away, and that was just a situation where Jeremy Gott, if he caught the ball, would have hit about 2 yards, but great pressure on Duncan. But the fact is, this senior group of athletes and last year's senior group of athletes, two of the better years I've had in 11 years. And the reason being is, I mean, they're fun. They're all great people. They're just polite. They go out of the way to be polite to you, and you kid with them, and they kid back, and they're really, and they're great in the classroom. Believe me, 7 or so of the Wildcats, and there's one of them. Brian Scott had touchdown on that one. It was written on there. It says Brian Scott scores, and he just dropped it.
He didn't want to be greedy. He just batted it down.
I was going to say, if I remember right, the Weymouth News article I'd read about a week or two ago, and they were listing the kids that were going in the Honor Society, and I counted at least seven or 8 Wildcat football players in there, and numerous other sport athletes. That tells you a lot.
Sure, yeah. That's an impressive stat.
Danny Duncan and company, 3rd and 10. And, well, Danny Duncan and company will be taking a timeout. 5:34 left, and the Wildcats appear on their way. See what Danny Duncan learned from the sideline from head coach Ken McPhee. Duncan had Wirtz open. He just simply had to hurry the football. Chuck Mackey and Michael Kelly, who is probably the dirtiest uniform on the field.
Yeah, he got down and dirty, and he got in there and pressured the QB, and he had no chance.
And you know North Quincy, if they go for it, and they're not, I mean, that's be suicide.
Yeah, as you're saying, Weymouth really hitting the books, and they're hitting North Quincy all over the field here tonight, too.
5:29 left, and this football team, Kevin Ross, will not get the normal depth for the punt snap. Wildcats will play for the return. Kersey and Taylor await the kick. Chuck Mackey still almost got in there. Kersey signals fair catch, and everybody in a white shirt just gets the heck away from the football.
Right, at this point, you just don't want anything foolish, no mistakes. Weymouth will come away with a nice victory.
The one thing I've liked about Steve Kersey is that he is just so unassuming and just does the job, and talking to him, and he made the comment, guys, to me, and that the guys up front, he did a lot of the work for him, and he's attributes the success to those guys, those 5 guys up front. Bob Bonacolto, left tackle, left guard Gene Gomes, center Dave Gillespie, right guard Sean Flavin, and right tackle Ryan Casey have done the job. And then, I mean, you get holes like that.
Yeah.
There's not much you can do. Believe me, there's not much you can do if you're North Quincy.
They're hitting the books. They're hitting North Quincy, and they're hitting the training table, too, because those are some big boys down there.
5 minutes ago, that was the thing after last season, the concern about strength in the offensive line. And a lot of these kids went to the weight room, and they did the job in the weight room. They've worked hard, and they'll hit the midpoint of the season.
Well, it's paying off.
Yeah, they'll hit the midpoint of the season, 2 games better than a year ago. That's if they hang on in the final 4:30. Steve Kersey stopped about 3 yards short of a first down, and Ross Shannon and company will be talking about this 3rd down and 3 situation on the sidelines with a 13-0 lead and 4:28 left. Now, what would you call here in 3rd and 3? Kersey off tackle again, because he's had great success with that play following Gomes and Bonacolto. He tried to cut back behind Gillespie and Gomes, and it was about short by about 2. Steve got a yard on the play and gets helped up by Sean Flavin.
What a great night for football here, Mark, too. It's a little cool, but it's a nice autumn night, and the rain's held off, and the players have got down and dirty, and the fans have got into it, and the cheerleaders have got into it, so it's been a fun time here tonight.
4th and a yard and a half. And the Wildcats get the first down with 3:50 in the clock ticking. They're in superb shape because North Quincy, believe, is out of timeouts. Oh, man. Oh, what a play by 61, Sean Halpin. Oh.
Boom.
Steve Keresy checked the fillings. And I think Michael Taylor just said, "You all right, Steve?"
Yeah, he shook his room, but Keresy jumped right up. You carry the ball as much as Keresy has, you're going to have a couple pops like that, but he gets right back at him.
Steve Keresy has taken two of the most wicked shots this year in games we brought you on Dimension 23.
No fear, though.
No, that shot there and that shot against Waltham with Royston English is Duncan. Tipped and nearly intercepted and nearly caught. Richie Dearden almost on the deflection had the interception. And George Wirtz almost had the pass reception. And George Wirtz might have had a lot of yardage, more than about the 15 yards that he was about to get on the reception.
13-0 with 3:38 left. Weymouth is in complete control.
Thing is, the final 3:38 will be a long 3:38 with North Quincy trying to air it out. The Wildcats would just like the football one more time because as Duncan pressured, completes the pass, and it's going to be a first down to about the 35-yard line as Nathan Gott on the reception. But the fact of the matter is, as soon as they set the change, the clock will start again. And it will be 3:30 and counting.
Right, North Quincy is going to try and eat up some large chunks of yardage, but
as Duncan for Wirtz, and a good defensive play by Rich Dearden. He timed it absolutely perfectly. As soon as Wirtz got his hands on the football, Richie Dearden, who came up with one of the big plays on, as far as tonight goes, that play on special teams, the fumble recovery that set up Steve Keresy's touchdown.
yeah, I mean, you need big plays to win ball games, and Weymouth's got them all night. They got the interception in the first quarter by Gannon Keresy with a couple big runs, and the play you just mentioned.
Yeah, Jimmy Gagnon's interception started the ball rolling. How do you like this one? Raftery. Brian Raftery gets 8 or 9 yards, but the thing is, he's going straight up the middle, folks, and the clock will be under 3 minutes, and it'll be 3rd and 1.
That's fine by Weymouth.
There's no first down. It'll be just, keep the ball going in bounds. That's all Weymouth wants to do. 2:50 and counting.
Tick, 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 tick.
You got it. That's the key phrase right now. Duncan airing it for Gott, and Gott just tried to catch the ball, run with it, and get out of bounds. But the problem was, in trying to do both of what he was trying to accomplish, took his eyes off the football. And the result, it's 4th and 1 in North Quincy with 2:37 to go. We'll just try to get the first down to keep the drive alive first. They'll set the change, but if the Wildcats can stop them, be a nice situation. Again, good field position, where they can run the clock out. Raftery. I mean, the Bridgewater Raynham scouts, who are to our left, with head coach Dan Buron, they've got North Quincy down the road. They'll take note of that. They're here to watch Weymouth, who they will play first. But anybody who's here watching this game, believe me, and scouting, they'll look at it and they'll go like, well, let's see, Brian Raftery is, now become the big fullback.
They also have to be impressed with the way Weymouth moved the ball on offense and their stinginess on defense.
Duncan with time, nearly intercepted, intended for George Wirtz.
Not the night to be throwing the ball either, but they're forced to.
Richie Dearden on the coverage. North Quincy coach Kenny McPhee made the comment to me. Before the game, I was down with Charles Ross from WJDA, longtime friend who helped me along in this business. And Charlie and I were talking to Kenny McPhee, and he made a comment. He says, hey, he pointed over to Weymouth. He says, that's an improving team. He says, I saw him in the Barnstable tape, and then I see him here. And last week, he says, they're getting better. Duncan for Wirtz. Makes the catch at the 40-yard line. It's an 8-yard gain, but more importantly, we'll be under 2 minutes. with that pass reception because the clock is just ticking away. Third and 2.
Yeah, they are an improving team. They're adding a few things on offense and continuing to play solid on defense.
Duncan gets away from the pressure and throws it short. And got with a catch, but it's a first down in front of Michael Taylor at the 35 with 1:37 to go. But the fact of the matter is, when the chains are stretched, we will be going with the clock just ticking away, and the Wildcats just want to keep North Quincy in front of them. First down, Red Raiders, 1:35 left. Epps trying to turn the corner. Epps down the sidelines and run out of bounds by Jimmy Gagnon. 4 left, and that's one thing Weymouth did not want to do, is let Derek Epps down the sidelines like that at the 16, first down. Wirtz in motion. Duncan. Almost intercepted Richie Dearden. And I was hesitating a little because Danny Duncan was close to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Weymouth didn't want to let up that run, and I'm sure they'd like to keep him out of the end zone, keep that shutout streak going, but more importantly, they want to win the game, and North Quincy's been driving the ball, but they've been taking a lot of time off the clock as well.
1 minute, 17 seconds left. Duncan. For Wirtz, touchdown. With 1:12 left. Hang on. As George Wirtz over the middle with a touchdown reception. Red Raiders line up for the 2. And the Wildcats. Raftery gets the 2. Hang on, folks. Wildcats need to get possession of the football. 61-yard drive for the Red Raiders. 13-8 ball game. Kevin Ross on the onside kick attempt. Brian Scott does what you're supposed to do. Catch the football and just fall on it. And right now with 1:10 left, it's going to be knee touching time for Ross Shannon. And by what we've got, no timeouts left for North Quincy. Wildcats just want to end this thing.
Well, your boys in maroon and gold like to give you a scare, Mark. Every week you get a little nervous around this time, but they played a solid game. They deserve the victory, and it looks like they're going to get it.
I'll tell you, the one town in this world, and Shannon and company, and they get the close huddle, you're going to watch just a couple of knee snaps. Ross Shannon, make sure of it, believe me, flag down, personal foul in North Quincy. But Ross Shannon put the knee down and then got back up because he didn't convince the official that he put the knee down. And Ross almost got his head handed to him. North Quincy personal foul, and that was just a matter of frustration. And, you know, it's a situation also where they thought for a second, well, wait a minute, I mean, he's not down at all. But we'll just about wrap it up. You know, you talk about, you know, getting nervous towards the end. Abington High School, if you saw the Boston Globe on the day this was taped, is 1-0-3 going into the game. The 3 ties, believe it or not, all 3 ties have come down to the final play of the game, where they could have won or lost. I mean, there's one coach in Abington named Jim Kelleher right now who must be having heart failure. And I happened to see the Situate game covering that, where they could have lost it on the final play. The ball was thrown in the end zone. It had to be intercepted by Abington. Shannon. It won't be good for the stats of Ross Shannon, but I'll tell you, Ross Shannon will just take the situation where he will take solace in the fact that the Wildcats will be 3-2. At this point a year ago, they were 1-4, losing a heartbreaker to North Quincy. This ball club earned it, and they're getting an ovation from their fans who are right in front of us. They're all standing, the parents, and giving this group of players an ovation because they have worked hard.
Yeah, they earned it. Great job tonight, and a big win over a tough North Quincy squad.
They earned it is right. Wildcats, after a Jimmy Gagnon interception, they drove 68 yards for a touchdown. Rush Shannon throwing the back gill for a 5-yard touchdown pass. The point after kick by Mike Taylor. 7-0, and that's how the first half ended. The Wildcats had numerous opportunities to put this game away in the first half. They did not. Second half, they recover a fumble. Rich Dearden falling on it at the North Quincy 28-yard line. He just stole the ball from Derek Epps. Result, Steve Kersey finishes it off with a 12-yard touchdown run. North Quincy comes back with a late touchdown drive as it concludes with Danny Duncan firing a touchdown pass to wide receiver George Wirtz. But it's Weymouth's ball game. The Wildcats come to Veterans Stadium and put away North Quincy. And Leo, some final thoughts.
Well, I mean, it really goes back. You can go all the way back to that Barnstable game. Weymouth got the ball rolling there. They steamrolled Taunton. They come into North Quincy and controlled this game and steamrolled North Quincy. And, you know, you get the ball rolling, you keep the momentum, and there's no reason if they keep working hard, this thing has to stop.
A little bit of a victory dance for Brian Scott and Ryan Casey you just saw for a second, and normally those two are very reserved, but hey, why not? This ball club is playing very well at the moment. They're 3-2 and doing the job what they have to do. For Leo Doyle, I'm Mark Duchamp. This has been a good one for the Wildcats to come to Veterans Stadium and put away the Red Raiders 13-8. For everybody at Dimension 23, good night from Veterans Stadium as the Wildcats are 3-2.